Welcome everyone to the School of Radiance podcast. I'm your host, Rachel, a humble human on a mission, here to help you both look and feel your best. Let's adjust this a little bit. Let's get this little red light magic here in the background. How's this? Everybody? This is a live recording. We got a full house here of some incredible souls joining behind the scenes. We're going to talk all about beauty sleep tips, right? This is real, raw, and unedited. This is how I like to do the show. What you see is what you get. If you see me in real life, I'm just like this. Let's hang out. Come visit me. Come see me in the clinic. For those of you members, I love hanging out with you in person. And for patients who have done one-on-ones with across North America, you fly and see me. It's great. We get to connect. And this is also a fun way to connect here on the show when I do these live recordings. And sign up for my newsletter at theschoolofradiance.com, that little pop-up. You'll get notifications when I go live. And I'd love to hear from you who are here live. What do you think I'm going to talk about? Well, I know, Elena, you know, because I just recorded a deep segment on beauty, sleep, rituals, and rhythms. I know you know what I'm going to kind of drip in here. But on the podcast, we're going to keep it a little bit more 3D surface level, as opposed to a little bit more of like the deeper membership radiant stuff. So what do you think I'm going to talk about? My number one beauty sleep tip. What do you think it is? What do you think it is? Yeah, Aletta, upside down smiley face. You know what's up, because we went deep. Carrie, she thinks we're going to talk about pillows. Well, that's actually a great one. Tamara, sounds good. Yeah, just behind the scenes, everybody. I actually recorded this podcast at another time, reviewed the content, and the audio was terrible. Something sometimes happens when you are delivering information and stuff happens tech-wise. I'm not going to get into the details of the energetics behind that, but maybe it was just not meant to get out there because it was just a little too deep. Elena, the membership call, totally good. You were on that live call. That audio recording is on point. But what I was talking about that I recorded before, I think it was actually just too deep for the show and some interference got in the way energetically, audio-wise. That stuff happens. I totally believe in that stuff. It's like what's meant to be in your life stays. What's meant to fall away falls away. Love to hear from you. Think about this for a second. So, you know, I'm big into beauty, big into biohacking, anti-aging, longevity, how we can both look and feel our best. If I can do it, you can do it too. What do you think is my number one beauty sleep tip? I'm going to have a sip of coffee with Organifi Collagen here. Shout out to today's sponsor, Organifi, spelt with an I.com/Varga. Get all your adaptogens and unflavored collagen in one easy place. And love adaptogens for beauty sleep. I love their Harmony formula. I love their Gold formula served hot. It's just like very soothing. And to set yourself up for sleep, what do you need? You need peace, right? We got to shut down the stress of the day, of the world. We need to support our adrenals. And that's what adaptogens do. Because stress response, cortisol, they lead to adrenal fatigue. It's not good for you. It depletes your minerals. You're not going to feel and look your best if you're stressed out all the time. Am I right, ladies? And 25% of listeners are gents too. So shout out to you guys too. Kings rising, queens rising. We're here. We're all for it. Anyways, Organifi, spelled with an I.com/Varga. Use promo code Varga and save 20%. Let's get into it. Gary says, just got some blue light glasses and I think it's helping my sleep. Yes. Okay. Let's do a fun exercise. Let's do a bird's eye view, kind of like overview synopsis of what does it really take to have great beauty sleep. Let's start with the concrete 3D things that we can quantify, and then we're going to go into some other layers that I guarantee you're not ever going to expect me to talk about on the show. That's actually my number one beauty sleep tip. Okay. 3D, concrete, quantifiable stuff. this is how we should be looking at sleep. We should be measuring our sleep through data. How do we do that? Well, we use trackers. And a lot of you already know about the Oura Ring. I've had many sleep experts actually on the show talking about sleep tips. So I'm going to give you kind of like an overview, a summary of that. So there's the Oura Ring, which tracks your sleep, which tracks your fitness that you wear. If you wear the Oura Ring, turn it on airplane mode. Otherwise, you're getting blasted by Bluetooth and EMF all day long, which is also bad for your sleep. Ironic. What I recommend more than the Oura Ring for tracking your sleep, because it also gives you temperature regulation and optimization. I was without my 8 Sleep for a month. I've had my 8 Sleep for years. There was a crack in it. The company gave me a new one right away. It was still under warranty. Great customer service and support from 8 Sleep, by the way. So 8 Sleep is you can either get a full mattress or you can get a mattress cover that circulates water underneath you and potentially your partner to create temperature regulation and optimization based on your sleep stage, your heart rate, your HRV, your breath rate, whether you're snoring or not, which is incredible. That temperature regulation, I didn't realize how much I missed it for good quality sleep. It was apparent, it was obvious. And sometimes I do this with all the different things that, I'll talk about here in this episode that really help me sleep sometimes and feel great. Sometimes I just won't do it for a bit and see what happens. So without the 8 Sleep, my sleep crashed and burned. Wow, I really needed that temperature regulation. So if any of you are premenopausal, perimenopausal, pre-perimenopausal, menopausal, or postmenopausal, and also for the guys that run really hot and they need that cooling, the 8 Sleep is like pure magic. It's like pure magic because I'll get into my bed and it's pre-warmed for me. And then it keeps me cooler at certain stages so I don't wake up with night sweats. We're going to talk about actually energetically what night sweats can signal. Yes. And then when I wake up, my bed's warm. It does this temperature fluctuation, which is fantastic. And it gives me a sleep score. Very good tool for precisely tracking your sleep. When I first started using the 8 Sleep, I was also dual tracking with my Oura Ring. And I did an experiment one time. I slept in EMF protective clothing with basically clothing. Like I had a long sleeve shirt on, a beanie, and underwear, or if you're from the UK, pants. And these articles of clothing or bedding have silver threads in them. So they basically help to block wireless cellular radiation and electromagnetic fields. So my body actually had a chance to sleep better. And I had 100% sleep scores on both the Oura Ring and the 8 Sleep. Kid you not. And I do actually regularly get 100% sleep score. I'm going to talk about the fact that I had the worst sleep score of my life last week. What that was from and what I did to fix it. So I realized, I don't really need this Oura Ring. I'm just going to stick with the 8 Sleep. I don't like wearing a ring, through physical activities. I don't like charging stuff. I love the 8 Sleep. So the 8 Sleep you can get on my biohacking page, as well as a couple other things I'm going to talk about in today's episode over at the schoolofradiance.com/biohacking. You can get the Organifi there and all my other tools to help you on your journey of biohacking your way to beauty. Because this is the new era. This is where the whole med spa industry is going. It's the intersection of integrative, functional biohacking and med spa services. That's what contributes to lowering oxidative stress status and doing some rejuvenation for the fine lines, wrinkles, pigmentation, pore size, acne, scarring, sagging skin. The list goes on. Together, great. Same with the biohacking stuff, same with the very physical, tangible, quantifiable data points. What you're doing should make you sleep better. If something's happening in your life and your sleep is tanking, or you're trying something out, you're trialing something and it's not working, your sleep score is going to reflect it. So if something is good for you, body, mind, spirit, energy, people, places, things, situations, you'll be sleeping better. You'll have better deep sleep. You'll have better REM sleep. Your HRV, your heart rate variability, which is a key metric, if it starts to dip down, you might be getting sick. You might be stressed out. You're not recovering adequately. If your HRV starts to skyrocket, you know you're doing something right in your life. And it makes me feel like pat myself on the back. And you will too. So that's why this technology is so great, because we're no longer guessing if what we're doing is helping ourselves sleep better, but we have the data to support it. And we're not waking up in a pool of sweat. Let me know in the chat how many of you do that. How many of you experience that as we're moving into the warmer weather with spring and summer. Where I live, we don't really have AC in the buildings. We just typically don't experience a lot of heat. So that's not great when a heat wave comes, but it's okay because I have my 8 Sleep to keep me cool. No, this is not sponsored by 8 Sleep. This episode's actually sponsored by Organifi, but all of these things are really great. So this is super off the cuff. We're live, raw, real, and edited. So what's going to make you sleep better? Purification. I wrote a research paper on this. Purification. Air, water, lighting, electromagnetics, eating the right foods, testing instead of guessing what those right foods are, and detoxing, yeast, fungi, heavy metals, mold, parasites. That's the 3D stuff. Air purification. Put some air purifiers in your room. Drink purified water. Wear some EMF protective clothing or bedding. The No Choice brand is really great on the biohacking page, by the way. Yes. Thank you, Carrie. Wearing blue light blocking glasses is fantastic to help filter out that blue light that disrupts your natural circadian rhythm. This AM, I woke up and within 30 minutes of rising, I was barefoot outside with my AM coffee, with my Organifi collagen, getting that sunshine in my eyes and grounding on the wet grass, hearing the birds chirping. It was divine. Even if it was only 5 or 10 minutes, it was great. It actually brought me right back to when I spent quite a bit of time in Florida, was living in Palm Beach Gardens for a while. And it was just like, oh, it's tropical, it's lush, it's great. I kind of had a flashback. It's like, oh, this is my yard. This is springtime. Everything's coming to life. With spring comes the connotation of spring cleaning. Yes. So the 3D stuff, I'm going to talk about some more tips there, but I'm also going to talk about some of the psychological, emotional, energetic, and spiritual stuff too, that are really important to pay attention to if you want to sleep better. Okay. What are some of the other things we can do to support sleep? I love taking my magnesium and antioxidants before bed. The Bioptimizer's magnesium is great. Still one of my favorites. And the Qualia skin supplement, I really like that product. I take the NAD during the day after I've eaten something around noon, and I have more energy from that. So love to take those key supplements. I take most of my supplements at bed, actually. For some reason, it just helps me sleep better. So take that before bed. After my work day, go work out, get in my body, offload excess energy, eat some food, high protein. So go for 120 to 120 grams to 140 grams of protein a day. Shout out to my mom. My mom listens to the show, and she told me she's lost 8 pounds. Kudos to my mom. Good job. She's got the collagen, she's got the electrolytes, she's got the amino acids, she's got the protein, she's eating more protein. Now she's like, I don't even want anything else. I don't even have cravings. This carnivore, high protein stuff's really working for me. I lost 8 pounds. I'll give my dear mother a round of applause. I told her I was going to give her a shout out on the show because she always listens. It's hilarious. She's like, I really liked that episode you did. Oh, maybe don't talk about that so much. She gives it to me straight. I love it. Mom, you're the best. You know you're the best. All it comes down to is actually just making a choice to do this stuff, right? Like, what's your main driver? Probably should be to live as long as possible, to be as present for as long as possible with your loved ones. Presence is peace. What are some of the other things that can really help with sleep? I'm a huge fan of utilizing my PEMF mat. And I actually have one in my dining nook in my kitchen that I'll sit on while I'm eating a meal. And then I also have one in my biohacking room that I'll lie down on. So PEMF mat, pulsed electromagnetic frequency, just feels soothing. It's warm. It's helping to regulate my body's bioenergetics, which is great, which is also what getting outside barefoot grounding will do, or putting your feet in the ocean. It's going to accomplish a similar thing. It's just really convenient having a PEMF mat in your home. What are some of the other things that I do? So gym, eat, sauna. Sometimes I eat in the sauna because I have one that I lie down in. It's super convenient. My head's out. I don't mess up with my hair. And I literally eat in my sauna. It's kind of hilarious. It's like pure biohacking stacking. Having my post-workout protein and getting in the sauna, detoxing. We're going to talk about sweat while you sleep and what that can actually mean energetically. So hold on. We're not going that deep quite yet, but we'll get there. The other things, what are some of the other things that I do? Red light therapy, definitely. And also sleeping with the right pillow. So love my Juve red light, love my Envy pillow. Again, all of these things are on my biohacking page. So what I want you to consider is not buy all these things at once, just maybe do one thing a month, right? Also at nighttime, doing your skincare routine, taking that bath, right? Your skincare, doing the self-care beautification practices. It's so interesting that I actually get the most intuitive and connected to myself and literally consolidate information and calibrate when I'm present with myself. Not just being present with others, which is a form of love, but being present with ourselves through the acts of self-love and self-care. That's why this stuff is not a nice to have, it's a need to have, right? To be doing something beautiful for yourself, like exercising, spending time in nature, washing your face, doing your skincare. I did a dermal rolling lesson in today's tutorial, which was really fun. In my tutorials is where I teach more of the high level application of your skincare, retinols, peels, dermal rolling, talking about rejuvenation. That's great to do in the season we're in. The tutorials are a lot of fun. And I was actually then doing a membership call and I was blow drying my hair. Elena, you were there. I was showing how I do this super cute updo. It's actually really easy. And I kid you not, when I blow dry my hair, I think about things and I consolidate things. And I think it was you, Tamara, you noticed when I was blow drying my hair in a previous tutorial that you could tell I was going through something. I think that was you, Tamara. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I like seriously, when I'm doing my self-care practices, that's when I can actually tune in to what I'm feeling, what my needs are, and what I need to do, what I need to take action on to live my best life. Is there anything else from a biohacking perspective that I've missed? Air, water, lighting, electromagnetics, eating the right foods. I can't go to bed hungry. So there's a lot of people who talk about fasting and timing with eating before going to bed. I always sleep better when I have some Greek yogurt or some cottage cheese before going to bed. Like I love dairy, high protein before going to bed. I won't sleep as good if I'm still a little bit hungry. And also honey or dates as a glycogen source. So my body doesn't wake me up at 3 a.m. looking for glycogen, because what that does, the 3 a.m. wake up could be parasites. 80% of you listening have parasites. Love you so much. Yeah, it's gross. But when you clear them and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know how great I could feel. That's what happens after doing a parasite cleanse. So the 3 a.m. wake up could be the parasites looking for some food, or your body is looking for glycogen. So it wakes you up, makes you move your muscles, so you get that glycogen release. So the honey trick, or some dates before bed, honey's great, is really helpful so that your body has that glycogen storage, so it doesn't wake you up at 3 a.m. There's also some other reasons why people generally wake up at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, and we're going to talk about that. That's getting into a little bit more of the emotional, energetic side of things that we're getting to, don't you worry. Anything else? Catching the sunrise and sunset. That's really great. The other thing is setting yourself up for peace before bed. Now, what does this look like? Lighting a candle. I actually fell asleep. I have this beautiful white candle that my girlfriend Chelsea made me for my birthday. And I was doing some meditation and some work and some grounding and some calibration work. And I actually fell asleep with the candle going. Don't worry, it's totally safe. But the funny thing is, I actually slept really well. And a couple of days before that, I had the worst sleep score of my life. The worst sleep score of my life. I kid you not. Let me just verify this in true biohacking fashion. How bad was that sleep score? Oof. And I'm used to like 100 sleep scores. Oh gosh, it was bad. 19 out of 100 bad. Ooh, my lip. That's so bad. It's my worst sleep score I've ever gotten. 19 out of 100. What do you think was going on? What do you think was going on? Heart rate, 79 beats per minute, above 63 beats per minute. HRV, 14 milliseconds, below 33 milliseconds. My breath rate was in range and I didn't snore though. Oh my gosh. 6 minutes of REM sleep, 12 minutes of deep sleep. Now this is a score that biohackers cry over. What do you think was happening? What are your guesses in the chat? Okay, let's get into the energetic, emotional, and spiritual landscape now for better beauty sleep. This is really where the magic is. You probably have not heard any sleep experts talk about this. And I think it's the most important thing. You could have no money to do any of the expensive biohacking technologies, to buy any of the supplements. But if you do this one thing, I can almost guarantee you, I can never say anything is 100% safe and effective or guarantee this, that, and the other thing. I can't say that. But I can bet that if you start to do this one thing, you're going to sleep better. But first of all, let's take a look at rhythms and routines. One of the key metrics in calculating your sleep score through Oura Ring or 8 Sleep or any of the other sleep trackers is your routine. Do you go to bed at the same time in the AM? Or sorry, do you go to bed at the same time in the PM and wake up at the same time in the AM? Are you consistent with your routine? That's a key biohacking metric. And if that's wavering, what's going to likely happen is you're going to have a bad sleep score because your circadian rhythm isn't balanced. It's not in flow. What are some of the things that mess with our rhythm? Now, Lena, I know because you were on the membership call. You got the straight goods deep dive. But what do you think messes with our rhythm? The big ass word, the elephant in the room, stress. Now, I said that very soft for you because Meredith, I know you like to listen to the show before you go to bed. Stress messes with our rhythms. It messes with our beauty, messes with our radiance, messes with our peace, messes with our presence, messes with our performance, messes with our ability to make precise, calculated decisions from integrity. When our rhythms are off, we're more permeable to allow in chaos. You're going to make better decisions when you're sleeping better. You're going to make better decisions when you're not operating from adrenaline and cortisol. And instead, you're operating from noradrenaline and you're balanced, you're sleeping great, you're clear, concise, precise. It's peace. How do we call in peace? Ask the big guy. Do a little prayer. It's not this fancy hocus pocus transcendental meditation that's going to bring peace. Start with prayer. Next, move to a parasympathetic state. No matter what's happening in your life, stress is a sign of being alive, everybody. It happens. People, places, things, situations, and also really bad life decisions. Drop into your parasympathetic state as often as you can. And when you carry this energy of you operating from a parasympathetic state and you learn to hone this, you're going to be more radiant. You're going to enter a room and shift it. You're going to become magnetic. Right? Nobody wants to hang around a negative Nancy operating in the sympathetic state. You might have some sympathy for her, though. Show empathy. It's good. But do the in and out conversation strategy with people like that. Notice how you feel around people like that. Do you feel at peace and calm? Or do you feel almost like this tension in your body around certain people? Notice it. How do you feel around the positive Patty? You feel more peace and she's more present. Be the positive Patty, everybody. Be present. Be peaceful. That's how you show love. Okay. Now, parasympathetic. Oh, I love these alliterations. Hope you like it. How do we drop into that parasympathetic state, which is peaceful and as a woman is one of the most magnetic qualities you can embody and give to a man by you being parasympathetic state hack, even if there's stress around, which is life, deal with it, hack it. 4 breaths in, breathing life into whatever part of the body you feel called to, your heart, your womb, whatever feels good for you. Breathe in that life, 4 seconds in. Hold it for 4 seconds. Let that air nourish your cells and your energy body. The human biofield is an emerging body of science, by the way. And exhale for 4 to 8 seconds. Let go what needs to go. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 4, let it out. Do that with yourself. Do that when you're cuddling with your partner. Be in that peaceful state. Number 1 beauty hack. Number 1 sleep hack. Well, I put 2 up and peace fingers. Wow. Oh, isn't that ironic? Brings you peace. That's so funny. I can't even make this stuff up. All right. What else do we need to do to contribute to a peaceful state before going to bed? Turn off the mom brain, the busy badge of honor wears, offload what's in your head, what you have to do in a month from now, what you did a month ago, the mental loops, the tasks. Get a pen or pencil and paper, write it down, get it out of your brain. You'll do it tomorrow when you wake up because you're about to have great sleep and you need that sleep to accomplish those tasks. Out of noradrenaline, eyes on the prize, you're on target, you're precise. Master your emotions to master your presence by being in peace. This is a fake it till you make it situation, everybody. This takes practice. This literally takes embodying and putting attention on precisely being in a peaceful state. You're going to make more friends. Be in that positive, peaceful Patty. Present Patty, too, by the way. You're going to be more attractive to your partner. You're going to call in those kings if you're single. Whew. It's peace. Now, what disrupts peace? Where does stress really come from? People, places, things, situations, bad decisions. Operating out of integrity in your self-care. You're worth it. Love yourself. When you love yourself, you do your beautification. You show to the world that you value yourself. And as a reflection, you are going to be more valued. And you'll get those downloads and little hits and integration and recalibration while you're blow drying your hair. And really do a little spring cleaning. And give yourself a bit of grace in the process too during this. But what could be contributing? I'm going to reference a word that I used before in a previous episode. If you have not yet listened to the King and Queen episode, go and listen to that one. Operating in peace requires precise intention. To be at peace, some would say, is super high vibe state of pre-enlightenment and enlightenment. What are some of the other energetic frequencies, vibrations that a lot of us can hang out in if we choose to? Peace, love, joy. Those hippies, they got it right? But don't be too extreme in that, right? Don't be too extreme in anything. That creates division. The lowest vibrations, what do you think those are? Guilt and shame. When you're engaging with people, places, and things, and you feel internally a little bit of incoherence, which is that word I used in the King Queen episode, definitely listen to that one. When you experience incoherence, what you're feeling somatically around people, and this is tuning into your own inner insight This could be totally different for everybody. But for me, I feel this somatic, almost like an inner tension. Sometimes in personal and professional relationships, we just have to get along with everybody. That's etiquette, in and out conversation, dip in, dip out, keep it surface level. Ground yourself on the grass. I actually engaged with someone recently and they were reading a book on soul harvesting. I don't know how much more low vibe you could get on something that you're putting attention onto. And I literally had to like ground after because I was feeling this like, this like tension, this jitteriness, this vibration. It just was not a match. But we still have to engage with people who are different from us, and that's okay. Have love for them, but ground yourself afterwards and have good boundaries around how much time and attention you spend with them. In contrast to that, notice how you feel around people that are really great. You'll feel peaceful. You'll feel happy. So people, places, situations, things, just really tune into how those things make you feel. So this is getting into the emotional. This is cultivating emotional intelligence, identifying in your life what's rocking your peace, what's messing with your sleep, what's keeping you up at night. Don't ignore what those things are. Otherwise, you could do all the biohacks in the world, but your sleep will still be terrible. I don't know why more people in the biohacking space aren't talking about this. The simple thing of becoming so selective of who gets your energy. Boundaries and standards, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we still have to engage with people. Okay, show them love. It's all good, in and out. But for you to be your most precise, peaceful, radiant version, this is what's required. And a lot of times in the effort to show up for everybody, we're not filling our cup and we're overgiving. You're not filling your cup. So there's one cup I want you to empty, and there's one cup that I want you to fill. The cup I want you to empty and keep as pure as possible, peace, radiance comes from purity. Deep, long-lasting beauty and presence comes from purity. Purity. Keep that oxidative stress status and inflammation as low as possible. That's what biohacking is really helpful at doing. It purifies your environment to support your biology and your genes expressing themselves better. This is the study of epigenetics. Utilize the biohacking purification and supportive tools to help you sleep better, to help you have more energy, to support your adrenals. Eat more protein, lift those weights, heavy to failure, by the way. We're not talking bicep curls with 5-pound dumbbells. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. You can do more than that. You have more strength. You just have to tap into it. But I think true strength, a sign of true mastery, is peace. Because if you're not a master of yourself and your inner landscape, you're going to allow chaos. You'll be stuck in mental loops. You'll be stagnant. So what do we need to do in this moment right now? You make a choice. And you know, well, at least you start to know, because you do love yourself and you want to love others for as long as possible, to do what it needs to take. Purification of your environment, both physically and non-physically. One of the things I love about what helps me sleep really great is doing one-on-one calls. And I've been doing virtual one-on-one calls since about 2017 because I had patients flying to see me from all over the globe. I had to do Zoom calls. People didn't even know what Zoom was back then. It was kind of hilarious. I was like, this is where things are going. I need to like build this out because it's happening. And with the one-on-ones, I knew that in those sessions, I was saving people so much time and money based on, I've been in the industry as an aesthetic nurse now since 2011. It's a long time. I'm aging myself. I think I look better now than I did in 2011, by the way, not to mention a lot more peace and just really happy with who I am. I'm not saying I'm perfect. When you think you know everything, you know nothing. I know a decent amount about the medical aesthetic space. So I started to do the one-on-one calls and very quickly realized that the information I was relaying was saving people time and money and avoiding the gimmicks, avoiding the skincare gimmicks, avoiding the skin and rejuvenation gimmicks, moving from least invasive to most invasive only if they need it. That's actually why I started writing research papers for eye rejuvenation, jawline rejuvenation, to highlight to fellow practitioners and also the general public of moving from least invasive to most invasive is the way to go. Because you might do the skincare, the dermal rolling, the lasers, and be super happy with that. Or maybe there's some fine lines and wrinkles. Maybe neuromodulators or fillers, injectables, non-surgically could be helpful. Or maybe surgery is actually the option. And, it could be a good candidate for. So I started to sleep really well at night because, even better, because I knew I was saving people time and money. So when you're doing good things and you know that you're helping people, that's also something that's going to help you sleep better. But if you're doing some shady stuff from personal and professional perspectives, guess what might happen? You're going to have those thought loops. You're going to be stuck in guilt and shame. And you're going to have those 3 a.m. night sweats. Your body is literally sweating out bad stuff. I mean, if you're in perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, a little different, okay? If it's a temperature regulation thing, a little different. But there is actually an energetic component to the fact that we're sweating, we're trying to offload all this stuff. And in my experience, people who have a lot of night sweats, yeah, there's some stuff going on there from an energetic perspective, from a guilt and shame perspective. And it's not your job to fix everybody. You're learning this information because you're making the decision now to learn this. You're here. This show is not for everybody. This show is specifically for intuitive empaths. Let's just be real here, everybody. Y'all feel everything. But what you need to learn to do is, it's not to not feel everything. Well, it's actually super helpful. So it's information. But even though you might feel everything all at once, hack it. Dive into that parasympathetic state. Do that breath work. Be in peace. You're relaxing on the couch. Do that breath work. Sink into the couch a little bit. Oof. Maybe in that second breath cycle, you can relax your legs just a little bit more. Oh, that next breath cycle, just relax a little bit more. Keep doing it. It's working. You're feeling more peace. Do it again. That feeling of peace, ladies, is one of your most attractive and magnetic qualities when you embody it. Men, when you feel that from a woman, that's a special woman, because it brings peace to your storms that you have to wear on your shoulders. This is the beauty of polarity in our world. Good, bad, light, dark, up, down. It's the polarity. Sure, we're all, equal. But it's the polarity, which is where the magic is. So when you notice that, I didn't feel so great around that, person, place, or thing, or whole situation. I didn't feel so good after making that decision. To I know I'm making great decisions. I'm looking after myself. I'm showing up. I'm living my purpose. I'm precise and calculated. I'm really happy with what I'm doing and what I'm contributing and how I'm showing up. And I know I can continue to show up even better and continue to grow and operate in integrity. See the difference? Guilt and shame? Eliminate it if you want to sleep right. Make good decisions. Be a good person. Peace, love, joy. In the membership, I've shared some experiences that I've had that I'm not going to share publicly, but some things that actually happened to me on my week-long fast in the desert at altitude. And some things that I saw and experienced. And I actually have photographic evidence of and video evidence of. I can't make this stuff up. And I've had some other experiences in my life too that, again, it's more personal, it's more membership stuff. But there are some people that just like operate differently. And there's some people that just haven't quite made the decision to choose to operate differently. It comes down to how you operate. It comes down to how you choose to operate. So this is a live recording. How many of you in the chat are like, yes, sign me up? I'm choosing to operate with more peace, with more joy, with more love, with more integrity. Let me know in the chat. Be brave, be courageous. Because you know what? Choosing to operate differently is and takes courage. Elena raised her hand. Yeah, I know you are. I know you're doing it because you're in the membership, because you said yes. Super proud of you. Interesting that out of this whole room of people here, there's only one person that raised their hand. And she's in the membership. Because she knows that when you know about these things, that's something different than when you actually learn how to do it. It's the what you need to know how to do, but it's the how. Some of you might already know all this stuff, right? You know all this stuff. You're like, yeah, I know that. I'll sleep so much better when I'm at peace and make great decisions. It's so simple. Yeah, it is so simple. It's the layers of it that is where the beauty is. It's the layers of it that you learn to put attention onto. That's so incredibly gorgeous and adds to your beauty bucket. Okay, so we want to empty the toxic bucket, right? Oxidative stress status, chaos, people, places, things, situations, making bad decisions. We want to empty those buckets in a big way. Spring cleaning, everybody. We want to fill up the bucket of self-love, of worthiness, and you fill that bucket up by sometimes actually asking for a little bit of help. Hello, counseling and mentors, the hero's journey, right? You face a health challenge, you face an obstacle, you meet somebody to help you out, you overcome that obstacle, you reap the reward. So what I'm talking about here, the reward is this much higher level of beauty and radiance. You enter a room and you shift it. You become so good at discerning people, place, things, situations that you get clear on stuff very quickly. Being in peace doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you soft. It's kind of like the lamb with the sword. You'd never suspect it. You think of like something strong as being like a warrior or a knight, right? But actually, the most power comes from like stealth mode, being underestimated. It's kind of funny. Being a blonde, I've dealt with this in my life. You're like, oh, just an aesthetic nurse, just doing Botox, surface level stuff. I love it when people underestimate me. It's actually really amusing. And I mean, not to like feed ego or anything like that. Staying humble is very important. But when you have humbleness, when you have peace, when you have clarity, when you're operating out of integrity, that's powerful. When you're actually more quiet instead of talking too much, you're peaceful. That's chill. That's fun to be around, right? All right. So we got crickets here in the comments section. Come on. I know you guys. I know a lot of you here behind the scenes. Lots of beautiful individuals I work with. Why are you being quiet? You're being called to rest. You're being called to make decisions. You're being called to just be your best. Let me know in the chat some of the aha moments, some of the questions, some of the comments that you're having are. I mean, the last emoji I have in the chat is mind blown emoji. Okay. I don't know about you, but I think that this stuff is pretty eye-opening. The number one sleep beauty tip that I have is peace. However, is it also the most challenging sleep hack? Maybe. Maybe some of you are like, oh my gosh, it's so simple. I think that stuff's, peace is going to outshine anything from a biohacking perspective. Question here: how do you calm your nervous system? Start to tone your vagus nerve. Cold exposure in the shower, 30 seconds. You don't have to go too aggressive with it. Grounding outside, offload the accumulation of positive ions from being inside. Receive the Earth's negative ions to recalibrate and equalize your body's electromagnetics. Doing that breath work, taking you out of the sympathetic state and more into the parasympathetic state. Making good life decisions, operating from integrity. Eliminating the guilt and shame from your body's vibrations. We're not all perfect. Just do the best you can. Give yourself grace for some of the mess ups and mistakes you've made in the past. Flow through it, ask for forgiveness, let go. Don't live there. That will keep you stuck forever. Stagnant. Ugh. The other things to calm your nervous system is do things that bring you joy and peace. Constructive things like listening to the show, even though this one probably challenged a lot of you. Love you all so much. Yes, surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with the right people, places, things, situations. Keep your circle tight. If you have people in your circle that have a lot of chaos, like give them love. Everyone's on their own journey, right? Everyone's just, I think for the most part, trying to do their best. They just don't have the tools or the strategy or the emotional intelligence or the understandings of energetic protection and maintenance to stay in rhythm. So that sleep score that I had, the worst sleep score of my life, big things were happening in my life. What did I do? I gave myself the grace and time to process, to witness through peace, to get the clarity that I needed on the situation. And then 2 days later, my sleep score was, I think it was 94. Yeah, 93. I mean, I'm used to 100. But what did I do to recalibrate? You go through a stressful time. Stress is a sign of being alive. That one's for you, Meredith. I was in bed for like 10 hours. Sometimes we just need to be quiet, be in calm, be in peace, and recalibrate. But get back to your rhythm as soon as possible. So you have the biohacking strategies, purification, air, water, lighting, electromagnetics, eat the right foods, then start detoxing the people, places, things, and situations that you need to from the energetic perspective, and also from yeast, fungi, mold, heavy metals, parasites. Like literally, the key to this, the key to long-lasting beauty and radiance is purification at its depth. Becoming so empty of toxins in every way that you can get filled up with the good stuff. Yeah. So surround yourself with the right people. Absolutely. The more clear, calm, collected, and precise you are, the more you are used to being in a peaceful state. It will become so blaringly evident when people aren't like you. They're just not a vibrational match, but still have love for them, still engage with them, but in and out. Keep it short, keep it surface level. It's totally okay. Everyone's on their own journey. Okay. But you're learning tools, you're learning strategies. It doesn't make you better. It just makes you, I don't want to say more evolved. I'd say just more aware and more discerning. That's okay. Jennifer, hey Jennifer, do you think dreams reflect the reality of life when you sleep? I find dreams disturb my sleep. Ooh, dreams. Well, what do you think? What do you think's messing with your sleep? What do you think's interfering with your dreams? Why do you think you're having those dreams? I think peace is protection. And I think prayer is a great way to protect yourself in your dream time. That's going to be a little bit more like membership stuff. I don't want to get too woo on here, but it comes down to maintaining sovereignty. And if you're not sovereign and stuff's kind of like poking in, I think that's when you have disruptions with sleep in dream time. Toxins like mold and parasites can also mess with your sleep. But it's like, I think that bad dreams can also be, and the way your body feels like somatically, like signals of something's wrong. Being so tuned in with your body that somatically you can pick up within seconds if something is aligned with you or not. That is a life skill and a half right there. That's discernment. All right, tips for question here. Tips for when you can't remove yourself for the moment of some toxic environments. Just stay cool, calm, and collected, in peace. Master your nervous system, even though inside your body's like, oh my gosh, I need to get out of here. Just cool, calm, and collected. That's why cold plunging is such an asset. So that no matter what, you're chill as a cucumber, nobody can tell. So you're not jittery with your hands, you're just like slow, graceful, even though inside your body's like, oh, I don't like this. Just stay warm, stay composed. and then make your exit. Say, oh, I'm going to get a drink of water, or I'm going to go to the bathroom. But this is also the hard stuff. Oh, we're going deep here, ladies and gentlemen. Unity. We're all different. Some of us are peace, love, joy. You know, some people pre-enlightened, enlightened state. Some people guilt and shame. But if we can all get along, that's unity. So having the self-mastery so that you can be present and be empathetic, and you're maybe in a workplace situation where there's a problem to solve, there's a mutual goal. This is actually where a negotiation comes into play. And maintaining a framework with your communication with the intention of going through all the things that you need to do with others so that you reach a mutual goal. That's the noradrenaline, eyes on the prize, target, precision. What do we need to accomplish? You can have unity with people who are more in like guilt and shame vibration or have different values than you. That is etiquette at its core. It's not using your knife and fork a certain way. It's how to make others feel comfortable around you. Yeah, I think that's pretty great for helping us all just get along. Isn't that kind of like what world peace is when you see those beauty pageants or the pageant queens and they all say, world peace? We might be writing some of those queens off as being like blonde bimbos. You never know what's actually under the surface and why they're actually that beautiful. Isn't that ironic? If they could have one wish in the world, what the beauty queens say, it's like very stereotypical answer. World peace. It's actually a very profound answer. Does that make anybody else laugh? Like if they actually mean it. It's kind of funny to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm having a blonde moment, but I think it's kind of funny. Oh, I'll keep these questions coming. I'll take one more question or comment here, and then we'll wrap up. This was a fun one. Way to engage and ask questions, everybody. And shout out to Elena, the one member here who raised her hand. I want more of you guys. I desire for more of you to raise your hand, to make the choice to be the best possible person you can be through peace. You're going to have better relationships. You're going to make more money in the process, and you're going to have better rhythms and routines. You're going to be sleeping better. You show up for yourself, for your loved ones, for your family, in your case, for the 10,000 people that you oversee. Great job, Elena. How to be a leader of your household, of your workplace, how to make a positive impact in the world. You gotta sleep great. You gotta sleep great so that you can stay precise and calculated. Because when we're in depleted states, when we're exhausted, when we're constantly tired, your whole energy about you will be fragmented. Your aura will have tears in it. You're going to be very permeable to not being yourself and most likely having lapses in judgment and not making decisions out of integrity because you're not thinking straight. And then you're going to have even worse sleep. So you see how this is a loop? You have to choose to end the loop by learning skills and strategies, primarily related to emotional intelligence, energetic awareness, good boundaries, and being at peace with yourself being happy with yourself because you're making great decisions, you're making a positive impact, you're leading your families in your workplace, you're more beautiful and making more money. You could be 90 and have all the signs of aging, but do this stuff and you're still the most beautiful, magnetic woman or man in the room. And I've seen it. I'm thinking about a 94-year-old. She's got friends who are 60. All she says about them is they complain about their sore hips and knees. I don't know, go learn to ride a horse. She is the epitome of high vibration, beauty, self-respect, peace, fun, happiness, magnetism at 94. Sure, she's had some facelifts and stuff like that. That's okay. No shame in that. Okay, here we go. Last question. I just caught myself not too long ago seeing what was coming out of my mouth because I let myself go down to low vibration. Okay. Forgive yourself. Ask for forgiveness. Don't do it again. It's not your job to correct people unless you're in a leadership position, parent, you're in a leadership position in the workplace, and there are standards and there's discipline. I think one of the best things to do, instead of saying things that are hurtful or low vibration that could hurt somebody's feelings, is actually learning how to simply hold a mirror up to them. You don't have to do any work. You know that they see, you know, and they know that you see them. When someone's operating out of integrity, one of the worst things that they can experience is someone actually seeing them and still loving them. It's one of the scariest, probably. Could contribute to things like ego death. Like, oh shit, something's got to change. But just stay where you are. Don't say things that are going to hurt people or that you're going to regret, but just simply hold a mirror up. But I don't think you can do that unless you're operating from integrity. So that's why operating from integrity is actually one of the most potent things that you can do. And one of the things I learned about a year and a half ago, I can't exactly recall how I came to this, but making good decisions and operating from integrity builds confidence. Something so simple. How do you build confidence? You know that you're making good decisions out of love, out of integrity. And when people, good people, see that you have values and standards, you respect yourself, you respect others because you respect yourself, you command their respect because you respect yourself, and others see that respect you have for yourself, then they respect you. That's such a great way to make friends. The right business associates. Such a great way. And when you operate from there, not saying I'm perfect or anybody's perfect. There could be like some perfect people in the world, who knows? But maybe to get to that perfect place, which is enlightenment, maybe they went through stuff. Maybe they had their own ego death and initiations. Everyone's got a story. What's yours? What's your story? What have you overcome that's hard? My sleep score was 19. Hard time. The funny thing is, I look better and feel better than before. That's the magic of the radiant stuff. You go through stuff, you build confidence, like, let it go. Flow through it. I think I know what you mean, but can you explain when operating from integrity? If you knew that someone could know your thoughts and actions in the shadows, what would they say? Have those actions and thoughts in the shadows be good. How you talk to yourself, how you talk to others, what you do, what's your impact in the world. How I love saving people time and money and giving them information to help their relationships be better and make more money. In so many different ways of what I do. Inspiring confidence by helping to soften fine lines, wrinkles, having clear skin again, getting that like vibrant spark back. That's radiance, stepping into your power, operating from integrity. That's the key. You can choose to start to do that now because nobody's perfect. All right. I think this is a great ending point here, everybody. I know I had some mic issues, so I'm going to take this recording from Zoom. Love you all so much. I'm super proud of you. We had like all of you stay tuned for like all of this. Wow, that's great. We went really long. I started late. We went long. We had the times mixed up and some tech issues. I'm on your website, but can't find the 8 Sleep. It's on the biohacking page, theschoolofradiance.com/biohacking. Just go to theschoolofradiance.com, theschoolofradiance.com. Click on the biohacking page. Scroll down, you're going to see an image of a bed. And that's it. So you can get the mattress cover or the mattress itself. And there's a promo code and a special link to save you some money. That whole page is full of promo codes and links to save you some money and also time, because I've compiled all of these resources that I love, that I use, that support me to overcome a 19 sleep score to then 2 days later having what, like 93? Bounce back. Get back to your rhythm. Don't let anybody ever take that away from you. Ever again. I love you all so much. You're the best. You're all here. I'm so proud of you. Share this episode with a friend or family member. I don't know if this is going to be a YouTube episode. This might be a pure audio only one. We'll see how I feel about it because it went pretty deep. I don't usually put some of the deeper stuff on YouTube, but I might. We'll see. I'm just here to help people's lives be better as much as I can. But this is the stuff. This is what's going to help you sleep better. This is going to be what's, I mean, if you're single and you're operating this way, calling in your king and queen. If you're in a relationship, build the attraction, have higher standards, require more of your partner, and be there in the space to hold space for them to continue to rise. That is king and queen energy. What isn't is depletion, lowering your standards, not having good boundaries, and over giving. Give to yourself first, receive, reciprocate, send and receive, send and receive. Don't send. That's why, Elena, you're the one that's more in the chat here. You're having some of these breakthrough moments because you're in the membership. You're not afraid to go deeper because you know the results that it gives you. All right, I'm going to put a link in the chat. There's some new names here, and I would love to meet some of you. The fact that you stayed through this whole one is huge. Okay, so link here in the chat, click it. We'll have some time together. See where you're at, see how I can help you out. Click that link, let me know when you have. It's also in the show notes of this episode for a quick meet and greet. I get to meet some incredible people here through one-on-ones that, you know, I track and I witness over time the growth that they've had in their lives. And it's beautiful. And that's what helps me sleep great at night. See how I did that? See what I did there? This is some heavy stuff here in today's episode. This is some heavy stuff to sit with, but sit with it, flow with it, integrate it, calibrate with it. You can do it. I believe in you. I might be the only person that's telling you I believe in you, but I do. That's why I'm here. You think I just like talking to myself on a camera? No. No, I definitely don't. You guys are what makes my world go round too, by the way. And you help make my world go round as well by way of a roof over my head and food on the table and continue to inspire me. So send and receive, right? Free stuff here on the show, getting some value, feeling the pull. Let's go deeper. Book that time. Super excited to connect. Okay, last call for questions. I might have energy for one more call. I mean, question. Wow. Okay. That's how you know I'm spent. You guys are great. You know that School of Radiance community is a super cool community. I mean, I would know I get to meet a lot of you. Some of you still in the background are like, oh, I want to book this. This happens all the time. I've been following you for like a year. I'm so excited to finally meet you. Now's the time. That opportunity cost of like a year goes by and you could have had like the knowledge of what to do with your skincare and rejuvenation, how to make your life better and use your products properly. You could have had that already. Book your time with me. Super excited to meet you. I love you all so much. Thanks for staying for the full breadth of this episode. Because this is like not some light, airy fairy. What's my top beauty sleep tip? I drank you a little bit. I drank you a little bit. You probably thought it's like, oh, what's this new supplement she's gonna talk about? No, it's peace. It's integrity. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes your eyes shine. That's what makes your smile magnetic. That's why people are magnetized to you because it's your vibe. Keep that vibe high. Have a great smile and open eyes because you're making great decisions. That's confidence. That's not peacocking. That's confidence. And when you're super confident, you're super clear, you see who the fakes are. You're like the lamb with the sword. Actually, like sometimes somewhat entertaining to be in that energy. Because there's no, you see through stuff so fast. But it's the intuitive part, it's the clear part, the clarity part. It's so incredibly useful as an asset in life for determining the highest people, places, things, situations in life. That's like such a beautiful gift that when women embody this can give their men, because they got to go like hunt, bud, and all this stuff. And, you know, we're just over here being beautiful, holding it down and be like, oh, honey, I don't know about that. I got a feeling that feeling could be on point, but that feeling will become more on point the more clear you get. And you'll be more beautiful in the process. Imagine that. Your life gets better, you're more beautiful, better friendships, more money, better relationships. Yeah. Darren, thank you all. Yeah, you're welcome. You all have the space here. Thanks for, being here. Because I could tell, like, with your vibes, there's a lot of you here. I already know there's some new names as well who I haven't met with, but a lot of you here. I support you. And I love you all so much. All right. Until next time. You have my beautiful, radiant, peaceful beings getting the best sleep of your life. Please like, subscribe, share this episode. You're doing great. Keep it up. I believe in you.